fuck ass sound, man. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. Royal day, man. Let's get through this fucking show, man. Damn, man. Oh man, distractions of the day, man. Little, just minute bullshit of the day that just, it's just little deterrents from your mission or your whatever checklist of shit you want to do. No matter how minor or major. Hope all is well, man. Royal day. Namaste, Shay, Hotep, all that great stuff. Cosmic Mind UV. Sacred Space will be coming through this moon day. Topic: mothers versus women with children. Should be a great topic. This is a vital topic right here. The decline of this goddamn dollar. The US trillion dollar fucking debt, man. And where things are going financially, because we keep yelling out this generational wealth shit, and then people are not even studying economics or the trajectory or the decline of the dollar. And I mean, I've been talking about this for a good minute, on a couple of different people's shows on YouTube or whatever. I think they deleted the shows and shit. However, did a couple of shows on this already, man, on Unscrambled Minds, among other people. And I mean, of course, when you talk about things a little bit earlier, it just seems what they call taboo, or it seems unrealistic, or it seems like, it seems what they call quote unquote far-fetched from happening. And you know how most of us are as melanin indigenous copper tone people, we like to prepare for shit at the last split moment, most of us. And so this is one of them shows, man. We got a couple bonus shows today. I'm gonna be as brief as I can, man. Get through this stuff. Let me share real quick, man, and we gonna go ahead and get started real quick, man, because this was supposed to have been already done, but you know how shit goes, man. So hopefully people come back on this one, or I can have some traction on this show, or whenever you see this, man, share it. Make sure you put on your notifications, all that great stuff, and hopefully the sound and everything, stays like it's supposed to, so we can just get shit done. You know what I mean? All right. So if you hear me clearly, just let me know. God damn it. And let's go, man. Here's the latest. This is the latest U.S. national debt. Latest U.S. national debt and the decline of the U.S. national dollar as of early August 2025. As of early August 2025. All right. So this is right here, right now. All right. For you, the people that need it, what's happening now? Now we right now. U.S. national debt, $1 trillion update. As of August 5th, 2025, the total U.S. gross national debt stands about 36.93 trillion, with approximately, you have private and public, 29.60 trillion held by the public and 7.33 trillion in intragovernmental holdings. All right, man. Billionaire investor Ray Dalio warns that the U.S. debt has tripled over the past 2 decades and now carries an annual interest payment of about $1 trillion. This is why they want the interest. They don't want the principal. They want the interest more than anything. He cautions the nation may be nearing a quote unquote death spiral, end quote, if policies don't change. Economist N. Gregory, whatever his last name, Mankiw, outlines 5 theoretically possible, however highly impactable solutions to address the debt. Extraordinary economic growth, default, monetary inflation, major spending cuts, or large tax increases on the wealthy or whoever, each facing significant political or economic hurdles. The US dollar decline. What's driving the slide? In the first half of 2025, the US dollar experienced. Y'all make sure y'all share this out for all of the people that's just like, look, man, this is not one of them. You just gonna put your head down and just work, 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 fam. Some like you people that you them they those you got Medicare, Medicaid, retirement. It's gonna affect all of the money. Everybody keep yelling this generational wealth shit, but like I told you, within the next 5 years to 2 years to 3 to 5 years or whatever to 10 years, the whole economic system is going to be looking different, and then the youth is going to be out here in this shit, you know what I mean? So, or whatever, you know what I mean, we gonna be out here, a lot of us gonna be out here in this shit too, but I'm just saying. So we keep saying this generational wealth shit. We need to be preparing them with all of this shit that's going on, and the decline of the dollar, where stuff is going, the AI shit, all of this stuff, all of this wave of shit that's going on, you know what I mean? Especially if they're gonna be heavily in this stuff. All right, man. In the first half of 2025, the US dollar experienced the sharpest drop since 1973, before they took the gold standard off the shit, falling approximately. And the reason why it's falling is because they keep printing the money without nothing to back the shit, or they keep printing the paper or the fiat without nothing to back the shit, okay? Hence, all of these other countries that we're going to get into a little bit later, I'm going to be as brief as I can, get through this fast as I can, moving away from this dollar dependency shit or this fiat dependency shit. Okay, falling approximately 10 to 11% against a basket of major currencies. Morgan Stanley estimates the dollar could fall another 10% by the end of 2026. So that's a significant drop, citing ongoing policy uncertainty, tariff impacts, which that's stupid shit. And because we did shows on this shit, converging interest rates globally, etc. Among contributing factors, unpredictable physical trade and trade policies, especially tariffs under the current administration, have dampened the dollar's appeal as a safe asset, which means they're turning people, investors, and people off to this shit. They're not fucking with it. They putting too much stipulations on it, just like they do with us. You hear me? Them they those. A search. That's why I was saying you could do the status correction, all that. That's great. However, if you still have the deal in this money, this fiat, this paper shit that ain't attached to shit, is you still in debt. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, yeah, you could claim your tribe, but however, unless you have your own special money back, like Burkina Faso, you got your own money backed by your own minerals, you still are in debt for real. You know what I mean? Because you still having to use this fuck ass money, or this fuck ass paper, or this fuck ass fiat, this whatever we want to make this shit believe it is. Not know, but believe it is. All right. Okay. All right, a surge in federal deficits is weakening investors' confidence, evidenced by the sliding dollar index, DXY. Go check out that. That's the, they have abbreviations for a lot of this stuff. So that's why I say you have to, know a lot of these financial terms and shit, And a recent Moody's downgrade. News reports highlight that stagflation, we're going to do a show about stagflation, risk could drive further dollar erosion, with exports recommending hedges like tips gold or even the Australian dollar. All right, so I got a homie, colleague, brethren, etc. that's an accountant, and he be wanting to argue me down about how great the dollar still is and all of this goofy ass shit. We have to update our intellectual software, especially when it comes to economics, fam, because most motherfuckers are super basic, So anyway, markets also expect federal. Let me stay on topic. Markets also expect a Federal Reserve rate cut in September. So this is what's going on next month. which puts immediate downward pressure on the greenback. Okay, summary snapshot topic: debt, national debt, 36.9 trillion. That's why I was saying with people like, I'm scared to go in debt. It's not about going in debt. It's what you use with the debt. It's how you use the debt. If you use the debt to inspire you, infuse you, elevate you, etc., then you're cool because a lot of these motherfuckers work off debt. IOUs or whatever you want to call the shit. IT year in interest solutions are complex and politically difficult. Okay, dollar decline, worst first half since 1973, 10 to 11% drop. More weakness likely amid policies, uncertainty, deficits, and Fed easing. What else we got? Should black people know about this and why? Yes, black people, like all communities, fuck all communities. We talking about, we talk. They say I'm racist, so yeah. Black people, like all communities, should be very aware of both the $1 trillion deficit crisis and the decline of the dollar. All right, let's rock this out. Let's get through this. All right, y'all share this, man. I mean, because we got to get into more conversations other than just who was first, where you from. You from Africa? If you was first, and da 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 da, all the euphoria shit. Like, we got to get into the shit that's going on now. You know what I mean? We keep yelling this generational wealth shit, but then it's like the dollar might not even exist within the next 5 years. You know what I mean? Who knows? Next 5, 10 years, whatever. But either way, I'm pretty sure your niece, your nephew, your whoever is gonna be out here in this bullshit. You hear me? Okay. So we have to up our economic, financial literacy talk and all this other stuff. Black people, like any other, should be very aware of the U.S. $1 trillion debt crisis and the decline of the U.S. dollar. However, there are some specific reasons why it's especially important for black communities to pay attention. Economic instability hits vulnerable groups faster. Historically, the U.S. faces recessions, inflation, currency weakness. Black households often feel the effects faster and more severely due to existing wealth gaps, higher unemployment rates, and lower saving cushions. If the dollar weakens, and see, that's what I'm saying, all of this frivolous spending, and see, that's what I'm saying, they got to keep you in a constant conflict with yourself of should I spend psychologically, or these different type of fucking mechanisms y'all call holidays or birthdays or all of this stupid shit you do to blow money, you feel me? So you aren't investing, and you aren't you aren't using financial discipline and literacy to the best of your ability. If the dollar weakens and prices rise, especially for imports, food, fuel, and electronics, which they already have, communities with the less disposable income will see a bigger percentage of their income eaten up by basic needs. So just basics is just going to take your money out. You feel me? So you're going to be limited on being able to have other type of social lives and all this other stuff. Wealth protection and asset choices. A falling dollar can erode the value of savings held in cash, while physical assets, real estate, precious metals, productive land, and often hold or increase value. Like I said earlier on the show, that didn't go fucking through. This is why they undermined melanin black people in doing building wealth with land. But that's why we did that land theft fucking that's why we did that land theft show. You feel what I'm saying? I'm just at this juncture where the presentation is what it is, or how it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because we at that juncture where we just got to get to it. You feel me? We got to just get to it at this point. You know what I mean? Without awareness, black households may stay overexposed to cash savings instead of diversifying into assets that protect against currency decline. Knowing about debt trends helps people make informed moves in stocks, goals, foreign currency investments, and business ownership. Political decisions impact economic reality. Government policy choices that fuel debt or weaken the currency often come with tax changes, spending cuts, and or benefit reductions. Black voters who often play decisive roles in key elections can use this knowledge to push for policies that protect community wealth and access to resources rather than relying on last minute relief measures. Business and employment effects. Effects. Small black businesses are more vulnerable to interest rates hikes, credit tightening, and supply chain disruptions. A debt crisis or dollar drop can mean higher borrowing costs, fewer bank loans, and increased costs for imported goods, all which cut into business profits. So this is why you will see people say, well, damn, they product costs a little more, because again, like I told you, shit is going. See, they will say, if you talk to the average person or the average person that don't know business, when I be saying don't know business, that means the cost to do business, meaning how much supplies cost for whatever business it is. You got a lotion business, lip gloss business, you got a food, but you got whatever it is. But the cost of getting your fucking supplies is going to determine how much your markup is. You feel me? But you understand me? But most beings, you are able to be, because people just want discounts, and that's how a lot of our businesses or our products or our self-employed ideas or creative ideas or inventions aren't able to scale faster, because we're always giving discounts, or we're always having to minimize our products compared to other Europeanized or Eurocentric products and shit, and not get full price, because you're supposed to at least make triple back. You know what I'm saying? What you put, have to pay out of what you put in. You know what I mean? In order for your business to grow and thrive. You feel me? All right. Long-term generational planning. A weakened dollar means the future college tuition, housing, and healthcare costs could skyrocket. And it already has, making it harder for the next generation to build wealth. That's what I'm saying. Being informed now allows for early financial literacy training for children and young adults in the community. Bottom line, if the national debt keeps growing, which it will, and the dollar keeps declining, which it will, wealth preservation will depend on being proactive, not reactive. For black communities, original, indigenous, Indian, whatever the fuck you call yourself, already facing systemic economic disadvantages, knowing these trends isn't about staying quote unquote informed, quote unquote. It's about defense, survival, and building generational wealth in spite of shifting economic landscape. So, like I say, the frivolous spending, to uphold whatever little Eurocentric bullshit image that all of this goofy shit. You know what I mean? Yes, I mean, should black people consider other countries with better economic systems and opportunities? Yes, it's worth at least considering other countries with stronger or more stable economic systems, especially if the goal is wealth preservation. Meaning generation after generation after generation, just like the Walton family. That's why I did a fucking show on them. They just reaping benefits off of daddy and mama, Alice Walton. You hear what I said? Alice Walton is still making moves. Go look it up. You hear me? And generational security. That doesn't mean everyone's, and I hate when it's like, literal motherfuckers. It's almost like, duh, Anyway, that doesn't mean everyone should leave the U.S., duh, which, it is enough space for the right ones to leave. However, it does mean black people should think globally instead of only locally. And this is a syndrome too. A lot of y'all are on that, man, this is our land, I'm gonna fight for our land. Fam, I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, okay? Your soil has been tainted. Your air is tainted. Your water supply is tainted. Some of your ancestors' land is tainted. How he know my land is tainted? My grandparents, because of chemtrails, nigga, because of shit they spray in the air, niggas. All this shit, huh? And they been doing it how long? And that shit been trickling down how long? And it's been in the rain, ain't it? I gotta do a show on acid rain, the quality of the rainwater, because we already know the rainwater's acidic, but do you have dangerous acidic, huh? Okay, let's see why it's worth considering economic diversification. If all of your income, investments, and property are tied to the US dollar, you're 100% exposed to its decline. Having bank accounts, property, or businesses abroad spreads risk, much like diversifying an investment portfolio. See, come to me. Let's talk some big talk. Let's. You know what I mean? Like we when we calling people, like when we having conversing and all of that type of shit, like we got to start scaling up what we talking about. Better cost of living and quality of life. In some countries, you can enjoy low cost, better healthcare, and safer communities for less money than in the U.S. Your income, or that's because majority of their money, a lot of their money is going to the fucking military and policing you. Do you understand that? You don't understand that. You don't even understand that. You don't even understand that. Stand over it. Stand under it. I mean, your U.S. income or retirement benefits or other checks might stretch much further overseas. Business and career opportunities. Certain countries have emerging markets where entrepreneurs face less red tape, then fewer barriers to entry than the US. Growing economies. That means entrepreneurs can enter different industries or market without a lot of fucking runaround. You know how this fuck ass place over here does, man? Growing economies in Africa, and the Caribbean, and parts of Asia looking for skilled professionals and investors and entrepreneurs, political and social stability. So while we keep talking about we ain't from Africa, we don't fuck with them, my nigga, you need to be wanting to break bread, nigga, stupid ass nigga. You hear me? It's too many lives I see every fucking day. I mean, man, y'all niggas go from one syndrome to another. We not African. We not. Who the fuck cares? You are a fucking debt slave, nigga. Huh? So all that other bullshit, whether you Hebrew Israelite, you a debt slave because you more than likely what? Using these dollars only. More than likely. Any of this other shit. Others offer stronger community support systems and less systemic racial tension than what Black Americans experience domestically. And let me know it. Yeah. From my research thus far of different places of expats, a lot of you niggas need to decalcify yourself, detoxify, declutter, deprogram, de-indoctrinate yourself before you go to other cultures with this shitty ass American just bravado or just personality. You hear me? Because a lot of other cultures they know their actual culture. You feel me? They know their actual traditions. You know what I mean? Their shit wasn't, some of them shit wasn't sold to them or whitewashed, and you know what I mean? They didn't forget shit. You know what I mean? Okay, legacy generational planning. Owning land, real estate, or businesses abroad can create multiple country wealth streams. So think about it. If we saying you should have at least 4 or 5 streams of income, why not go ahead and build them shits in multiple fucking countries? Then you can have 15. You feel me? For children, grandchildren, whoever. You hear me? It's also it also builds escape options if the U.S. economy, politics, or safety declines further. And a lot of y'all are depending on what? These motherfuckers, fam. I mean, goddamn people. I mean, oh man, I'm doing my best not to just go bonkers on that shit. You are asking for whomever you are, okay? Whatever type of different settlement and whether it's, and then you're asking most likely for money instead of land and resources and shit like that, right? That's gonna make a real impact. Not no paper ass money that hasn't been worth nothing. Fam, B, yo, whoever, other countries can't get rid of this shit fast enough. Do you hear what I said? They cannot get rid of this dollar shit and get more minerals to back their own shit fast or fucking enough. You hear what I said? All right, important considerations before moving or investing abroad. Research immigration laws. Some countries are easier to move than others. Overstand taxation. The U.S. taxes citizen on worldwide income. However, just like they do is loopholes to shit. Remember? Visit first. Live there 3 to 6 months before committing. Prioritize stable economies with great or good infrastructure, rule of law, and low corruption. Stay connected. Some people maintain U.S. residency while having foreign investments. Bottom line, black people, indigenous, copper tone, original people, all that shit have historically been told to quote unquote make it work in America. And really they tell you that in a lot of different shit too, areas. But anyway, make it work quote unquote in America. However, and a lot of y'all just say that too. I'm gonna make it work here. I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna fight for our land here. Okay, you know what I mean? Y'all heard yesterday, even the Gullah Geechee tribe and all these other people that have claimed whatever is going through goofy, stupid shit. You hear me? However, in today's global economy, the wealth and powerful already move more assets and even citizenship across borders to protect themselves. There's no reason black communities shouldn't do the same, especially with the U.S. debt and dollar decline looming. All right, if the U.S. debt keeps exploding and the dollar keeps losing value, which this shit is gonna do both, go to usdebtclock.org, and that's literally shows you every single. It's a running debt clock of money. Okay, all different type of retirement. How many people are homeless? Vets, federal debt, all that shit is up there. All right. The future of black economics could shift in major ways, positively for those who prepare and negatively for those who don't. So that's why I be saying, do what you want to do. You know what I mean? I just don't, I ain't gonna feel sorry for you. You hear me? Increased wealth gap. The racial wealth gap already at 6-1 between white and black households. Cause we be thinking we be doing some shit by shitting on each other. Could widen as inflation eats away at savings and fixed incomes. So you people with the fixed incomes is sweep it. They're gonna sweep everybody's shit. Because they're so in debt that they gotta tap into that money. You hear me? Families without investments in assets that rise with inflation, land, stocks, gold, foreign assets, will see that their purchasing power shrink. Higher cost of essentials, food, rent, utilities, transportations. So it's going to affect whoever you are. Will rise faster than wages, which it's already been doing that. hitting working class and low income black households hardest. And you're gonna have a lot of people trying to figure out just why is this shit like this? Why am I not able to get ahead? Is something I'm doing wrong? Da 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 da. Pull yourself up by the bootstraps. It's you. What's wrong with you? There ain't shit wrong with you. These motherfuckers are in debt. And you just are not savvy enough in financial literacy. This can force people into debt traps with credit cards, payday loans, or high interest financing. Like I said on the first show, it's not about having debt, it's what you do with it. If you use the debt to uplift yourself, inspire yourself, cultivate yourself, just like these motherfuckers do, then it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? And then you figure out, and then you'll eventually get into the profitable side of things. You feel me? When you put that quote unquote borrowed debt or whatever, because all the shit debt until you diversify it. You hear me? Anyway, so until you put that borrowed debt into things that's getting you different streams of revenue or different appreciating assets, such as art, coins, rare art, different stuff, you know what I mean, land, da 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 da, you feel me? That's what they mean by diversify your portfolio, so the money coming in multiple ways, no matter what, it don't stop. Small business pressure. Black owned businesses, small businesses, which they call small businesses, which already have less access to capital, I wonder why, will face higher borrowing costs and shrinking profit margins, which means what we telling y'all, you know what I mean? So we're gonna have to hit you a little more, because you know, shit, everything higher, you hear me? Most likely. Some may close, leading to job losses and weaker local economies. Real estate market shifts. Property values in high demand areas might still rise. However, mortgage rates could become unaffordable for first-time black buyers. Investors with foresight might benefit by buying property before inflation peaks. However, the window is closing. So see, we need to be getting the investments together. Like we be talking about, say, we spend too much time and space trauma bonding and talking about a lot of shit that don't be fucking mattering, while all of this other shit around us is just closing motherfuckers in. Rise of a two-tier black economy, quote unquote. Tier one, the globally minded black professionals and entrepreneurs who diversify income and assets, possibly including foreign investments, digital businesses, and multiple passports. Tier two, black households locked into the US dollar economy, depending on wages and other whatever ass bullshit, votes and Jesus and all types of bullshit, you feel me? That lose value over time with little to no asset protection. So what's an asset if you don't have any protection for it or any cushion space? Cultural and political implications. The economic strain could either weaken political influence as survival takes priority over activism, or strengthen community organizing around economic self-sufficiency. Movements for black cooperative economics, land ownership, and diaspora investment could again gain traction. Opportunity for strategic rebuilding. Crisis can push communities to shift from consumption-based to product-based economies. If taken seriously, the dollar's decline could inspire a modern black economic renaissance built on cooperative land ownership, digital exports, tech media services, diaspora partnerships. So instead of you worrying about whether you from Africa or not, or you this, all of this dumb ass, endless, stupid ass shit, you hear me? You should be trying to figure out or collaboration on how to break bread, son, and diversifying your motherfucking business. But even hustlers in the street should know that shit, huh? That diaspora partnerships, Africa, Caribbean, South of America, precious metals, commodities, and investments. Bottom line: the future of black economics in a high debt, weak dollar America will either be a major setback or a major leap forward, and the declining factor will be preparation. Those who start building global, diversified, and asset-based wealth now will likely thrive, while those relying solely on wages and the dollar will struggle. Conclusion overview. Conclusion: U.S. debt, dollar decline, and the future of black economics. I've already did a couple of interviews on different people's shows, Unscrambled Minds and the Darcy. I don't know if they deleted the shit or not. But motherfuckers, you know how most black people do. They don't take shit seriously when it's not right on top of them. You know what I mean? When it's right, when it's not. If the hurricane or the tornado is not right up the street, then it's not coming. You hear me? The U.S. is carrying nearly 37 trillion in national debt with interest payments. This is the interest payment. This is why they love the interest more than the principal. That's why they don't want you to pay off shit fast. Approaching 1 trillion per year. That's just interest payments. While the dollar is experiencing its sharpest drop in over 50 years, these two forces are increasing an environment of rising prices, weakening purchasing power, and economic uncertainty. So if you got the bag like that, you should be diversifying your portfolio internationally, not buying more shit here that ain't really shit. It ain't even really quality shit for real. To what? Peacock and shit. I'm just saying, this shit is man, this shit is some severe mental illness going on, man. The shit motherfuckers partake in, man. For black communities, this moment is especially critical. Historically, systematic boundaries have left black households with lower average wealth. And of course, that's why we did land theft, them undermining your land, them sabotaging your land, them fucking over black farmers, them fucking over and undermining fucking you want to keep getting the ancestry undermining ancestors, goddamn it, since before the 1900s, land and generational wealth building and all that shit, huh? Shit. Y'all got them, they, those, whoever the fuck y'all or them, they, those are. Y'all got to be, unless you just super oblivious, which is a whole lot of that, This means the dollar decline and debt-driven inflation will hit harder and faster unless proactive measures are taken. Oh, man. The economic impact will be uneven like it already is. Wealthier, globally connected black individuals may thrive, while those reliant solely on the U.S. dollar could see significant declines in purchasing power. That even basic goods. Excuse me, why? The wealth gap risk without diversification into assets that hold value, land, commodities, stocks, global investments, and racial wealth gap. The racial wealth gap will likely widen. The small business vulnerability. Black-owned businesses face higher borrowing costs, and the rising supply prices, potentially leading to closures and job losses. Global thinking is critical. Consider foreign investments, property ownership abroad, and or dual income streams can provide a buffer against U.S. economic instability. Potential for a black economic renaissance. The crisis could inspire cooperative economics, or more of these niggas arguing over the same stupid ass shit. I mean, because it just seems like majority of the black people out here talking, fam, they are not talking about no decline of no dollar. They are not talking about no US debt. They are not talking about none of no diversifying, no portfolio, none of that shit. But anyway, potential, let me see. Bottom line, the coming years will test the resilience of black economics. Those who educate themselves, diversify assets, explore global opportunities, and build community-based wealth systems will not only survive, however, could emerge stronger. Those who ignore the warning signs may find themselves trapped in a wider dollar economy with fewer options. This is not just an American financial problem. It's a generational turning point for black economic power. The choice now is between preparing to adapt or being forced to adjust later under pressure. So remember when I keep saying, you gonna pay now, you gonna pay later, whether it's for your health, or whether it's your investments or lack thereof, or you just think I'm gonna just keep putting my head down and I'm gonna just work so hard at this job and it's just everything gonna be all right and Jesus got it and all this other stupid shit. Man, I just feel for the people that gotta come behind a lot of people. You hear me? The Black Economics and U.S. Debt Dollar Crisis Overview. Conclusion. The U.S. is entering a dangerous financial period. 36.9 trillion national debt. So look, you better get some debt. You better get some debt so you can make some moves. You better borrow some money so you can make some moves, man. And the steepest dollar decline since 1973. This isn't just a Wall Street problem. It will directly shape the daily lives and future of future wealth of black communities. Main points: debt and dollar weakness, higher inflation, etc. Black households in higher risk, lower average savings and asset ownership, etc. Wealth gap could widen, etc. Small business pressure, we went over that. Global thinking is key, we went over that. Turning point, we went over that. Bottom line, the dollar's decline and national debt surge are not distant issues. They are immediate general challenges for black economics. The difference between loss and growth will come down to preparation. There's that word again. Education and or knowledge, and a willingness to think beyond U.S. borders. Countries considering not taking the U.S. dollar in the near future. This the last thing and we out of here. Here's an updated organized overview of which countries or groups are actively, do you hear that? Actively. Hold on. All right, actively moving away from the US dollar or seriously considering it in the near future. These are the groups or the countries or whoever, all right? Who's reducing dependency on the US dollar? China and Russia. They've also, watch this, they've almost entirely eliminated the dollar from their bilateral trade. I need my brethren Hirsch Dirt to hear this shit. You hear me? They've almost entirely eliminated the the dollar from their bilateral trade. Now transacting in over 90%, acting over 90% in yuan or rubles, rubles. Southeast Asia member states are exploring local currency used to intra-regional trading, aiming to build financial reliance long term. Africa countries, regional systems, Pan-African payments, and the PAPSS now active in 15 countries, and 150 banks allow local currency payments in Africa, reducing transaction costs drastically. Many other African nations, Kenya, Tanzania, Senegal, Rwanda, are exploring similar de-dollarization efforts. So for y'all to keep thinking this shit is milk and honey and this shit is all about the money, man, this shit hey, this shit gonna fall because it hasn't been doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's just that simple. It hasn't been doing right by for itself or by itself or for itself or for you. You hear me? BRICS and broader global South. Countries like Brazil, India, South Africa, plus aspiring members such as Saudi Arabia, Egypt, Iran, UAE, or Argentina are increasingly engaging in national currency trading rather than the dollar. That means they don't even want to fuck with this shit. And motherfuckers over here killing each other and arguing over the shit and don't want to give it to you and all that. Man, look, man, you better use this shit to get some shit that really means something. Latin America, Argentina, Brazil, etc. Argentina is already, hear this? Argentina is already paying for at least some Chinese imports in yuan to preserve dollar reserves. Brazil is pushing for local currency trade within Argentina, etc. Aiming to reduce dollar reliance regionally. These people aren't bullshitting. I'm telling you. So while we enjoying these holidays and all this goofy shit, fam, I'm telling you. Middle East, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Egypt, etc. Whether the real Egypt over here or the real Egypt is over there, you hear me? Iran is minimizing dollar use due to sanctions, factoring the euro, won, or rial, rial. Saudi Arabia has stated openness to trade in currencies other than the US dollar, including yuan, etc. Egypt is considering paying for imports in yuan, etc. and even issued yen dominated bonds recently. You hear that? UAE, why isn't this on the news, ain't it? Or whatever outlets. UAE has seen oil trade settle in dirham and rupee. 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 Okay, summary table. Who, how, and why. Region, China and Russia. What's changing? Bilateral trade nearly fully de-dollarized. That means they are almost, if you gonna move over there, you better get on over there and get settled and get situated, because they about to not be fucking with the shit at all. Sanctions sovereignty. Africa, let me see. Currency swaps, reducing reliance on dollars. Cost savings, sovereignty. BRICS and global South. Rise in trade within national currencies. Multipolar economic ambition. Latin America, yuan and local currency trade on the rise. Dollar scarcity. Regional unity. Middle East, exploring non-dollar trade currencies. Diversification, political strategy. What it means, this shift is more than policy. It's a rebalancing of financial power. Countries are building alternatives to the US dollar, not merely to protest, however, to protect economic stability, reduce vulnerability to sanctions, and assert greater monetary interdependence. All right, man. This is the show. This is the show. Finally. So if you are not diversifying your portfolio, if you are stuck in the retarded ass, same rhetorical ass arguments about who was first, should we do 50-50? Who should pay the bills? You impressed by motherfuckers paying bills, all this other goofy stupid shit. Yeah, man. It's about to be a crazy financial fucking drop very soon. It already is, but it's very soon. And so, you, them, they, those need to be diversifying your portfolio as far as where you are located at, getting your passports if you don't have them, getting multiple passports if you already do have the one from here, and diversifying your money. You know what I mean? Getting the little monies, getting a little wand, getting a little this, getting a little that. You know what I mean? Getting little coins over here, getting a little something over there. You know what I mean? Because it's just gonna be mandatory. That's why they want to go to this digital money system and this all of this stuff they want to do. You know what I mean? Universal income and all this other shit. You know me over here. Anyway, so peace and abundance. Moon Day coming up. Sacred space. Empress star. Take your father no matter where you are. Great topic. Mothers versus women with children. That should be excellent. That's coming up this Moon Day. Who You With Wednesdays. I'm the co-host. That's coming up this week. We're gonna let the truth speak. And like I said, if you would like to do any collaboration for the Nearshine, any collaborations, any interviews, if you would like to be a co-host, if you etc., a guest, whatever, link up and let me know. And guess what? Cozmik, my UV.